YouTube. You already know Big Lou tapping back in with what it do with Big Lou and MCR2. Baby. Bye. Let's check it out, man. This is it is what it is, but this is back-to-back videos on this guy, right? This one's gonna be the last one was pretty short. This one's gonna be even shorter. I mean, because I'm gonna get straight to the point. Uh, you know, I said the other day that this dude jumps on people's channels and he has no accountability. He takes no accountability. He always plays the victim role. It's always somebody else's fault. He minimizes everything, especially his actions, right? And since I made that video, I seen a collab by Billy Luna, which I believe Billy Luna is somewhere out here. I think he's in Southern SoCal though, a good good amount of miles from me, and Joey Merlino and Little Snuff, right? They did a collab video on this dude where they produced and showed a lot of text messages, receipts, video clips, and pictures, and all kinds of stuff, boy. And it just, wow, like just threw me for a loop. You get that vibe off this dude already as it is, but damn, man, they came with all these different pictures and clips and different things, you know, uh, not even it. I didn't even mention this, voicemails from him talking about my old self. If it was my old self, you know what I would do to you, and he's talking shit, and he just continues, man. This dude he's got major issues upstairs, man. Roy Jones, I don't know what the hell you're doing with this dude, man. You need to look into these guys before you mess with them, Roy, because you're not all that. You're from Florida, man. You a little bit of a street, right? You know better, Roy, than to mess around with somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, Roy, you should be like even putting stuff in this dude's head, like the correct stuff. You know what I'm saying? Let me get back to that though. So, anyways, this dude, he's crying, oh yeah, over some bullshit. It's like to minimize everything. Oh, but if it was in New York, this wouldn't have happened. It's only because he's in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people that are from a more blue state or a more liberal state, like a lot of people call it, why would you want to go to a red state that's real tough on crime, right? First of all, because you're not changed. You haven't changed a bit. You got to be pushing the record for I don't know the exact numbers. Maybe Henry Hill got you beat though, but as far as ex somebody that was with OC and somebody that was so violent, and now turn state's evidence and federal evidence against their cohorts at one time, their friends, and just can't stay out of jail, right? He keeps going in and out. And look at the all these times this guy's been back to jail. Look how it is. It's all weenie stuff, like really weenie ass stuff. Threatening people on the phone, leaving voicemails, threatening them, going to their house, telling people, talking shit to people that he's mad at, but telling them that he's gonna hurt other people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, right? Just the overall clown, right? Complaining that they took him off the Netflix. He's whining about that. He's bragging about all his money he's spending on people, 50, 60,000, he said. And then he can't even afford the Netflix. And then he's got to complain to somebody about sending him food, $15 worth of ribs he ordered. It just shows the character of this dude, man. He's just scum, man. He's straight scum, right? And I, normally I wouldn't even be talking like this, but you know what? I mean, the evidence is overwhelmingly. And then the girl shows she's videotaping her arm and she's got bruises all over her arm. I mean, what is this dude doing? He's just grabbing her and just torching the shit out of her, just squeezing the shit out of her arms like that. I mean, what's wrong with this dude, man? This dude, man, is a very animalistic type behavior, man. It just makes no sense in the world if you guys are getting into it that much. Because there's people that get into it, they argue all the time, whatever, right? That's one thing. But to argue on top of that and then be getting violent, like, there's no place for you. Shouldn't even be around that, dude. Knowing that you can't control yourself anyways, because not only are you off upstairs, you're a child, like, you know what I'm saying? You're a 40-year-old kid, you know what I'm saying? and your behavior shows each and every time that you decide to pop up somewhere. It shows each and every time, right? But the main point of this video is I want to get to is this, and this is where I said about Roy Jones. He said that Roy Jones offered to train him for a fight. Now, I didn't really believe it, but now I've seen pictures of him and Roy Jones together, right? Uh, Roy, man, you need to look into these people before you just start dealing with people, man. Uh, you think it's cool to condone what this dude did, and now you're gonna train him for free. But not only that, Roy, you should be getting in his head and telling him, hey, look, man, this kid John Gotti III only boxed 2 times, and both times professionally he fought Floyd Mayweather, arguably one of the greatest boxers of all time, right? Definitely of this era, he's definitely in the top 2 or 3, right? For sure. I think, Manny Pacquiao's there, Roy Jones there, probably there's a few other guys. I mean, it's art, it depends who you like and what's your opinion of different types of, fighters, boxers, right? But that's common sense. Why would this dude get in the ring with Floyd Mayweather and now he's going to get in the ring with Gene Barillo? I mean, how does that make sense? It makes sense on either way. Like, because you could say, well, oh, he's so skilled. He stepped in there with Floyd, and now he stepped down and beat up somebody that's, just like kind of like what Berlanga did. Edgar Berlanga took went to distance with Canelo, and then his very next fight he gets in there with a cab driver, not a cab driver, but somebody that hasn't boxed in over 10 years because they went to the pin, right? So Gotti the third is going to get in the ring with Mayweather. Then he's going to get back in the ring the very next fight with a guy that's never fought before, has never even trained before. And then he beats him up. He whoops on him. Then what? Oh, well, he didn't have no skills. Da, 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 da. Okay. And then it just brings down his value big time. How does he go from fighting Mayweather? Then he's going to fight Gene Barillo. And then who does he expect to fight the next time? Huh? Who? I mean, it makes no sense. And then they're over there. He's whining about that. Like John Gotti III is just supposed to say, okay, Gene, you want to fight me? Okay, let's get in the ring. I mean, what's the difference with Jake Paul and Canelo then? You know what I'm saying? At least Jake Paul's fighting professionally and he's won majority of his fights. But it just, it just goes down that line of whining like a crybaby, making himself the victim, right? That's what most of these dudes do that claim to be tough, right? They're alpha males. They're strong men. But all they do is whine and complain about how unfair it is. So unfair, right? The dude's got major issues upstairs, man. I don't know what's going on with this guy. He's just, you would think by now, though, that nobody would, like, reach out to him and say, hey, come on. But you know what? People learn from their mistakes, right? And at the same time, some people haven't seen certain people in a long time. You know what I mean? And it is what it is, man, But Roy Jones definitely knows how the boxing game goes as far as he's a businessman. Roy Jones is a businessman. He's a fighter, and then he's a businessman. He became a businessman. So, it just doesn't make no sense. It don't make no sense. The dude needs to take accountability for himself, like I said. And none of these guys should be getting in the ring with him. Maybe Jeff Nadeau. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Jeff Nadeau. Maybe he'll give Jeff Nadeau 6 months to train, like Nadeau asked for with Sammy the Bull. 80-year-old man. He said, give me 6 months to train. Fucking hilarious. Excuse me. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and shut this down on this one. I might be going live in a little bit. I might not because it would be midnight in the East Coast. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And if you agree, you don't agree, you're pro Borello, Team Borello, whatever. Yeah, I'm out.